Hi guys, welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I am here to do a reading tonight. Well, actually, tomorrow morning, because it's at like 1:35, I think it was, or around that a.m. tomorrow morning. So I wanted to get a reading for my collective. If you were called to watch this, take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone else, because I picked a lot of cards. A lot of cards. So I do have a tarot deck here if we need it. I'm going to try to not need it because I'm pretty sure that the oracles will speak for themselves. But if there's something I need clarity on, I will toss tarot on it. All right, so I was setting my intentions on love. And so if you're like single AF, then this could be somebody returning because it is Mercury retrograde, sigh, boo. Or it could be somebody new coming in. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your reading, maybe the next one will be. And if you have somebody on your heart and mind, I'd like you to take a deep breath, hold it for a few seconds, and then blow it out. And I would like you to just picture this person in your mind's eye. Please do not put any judgments on them. Just if they're in your heart and on your mind, let them be in your heart and on your mind without judgment. We're going to see what Spirit has to say about it. Okay? All right. So let me get the cards out. Hopefully there's room. If there's not, I'll cover some of them up. We have cleanse. We have WTF, ground yourself to understand the chaos. And let me tell you, this new moon is in Scorpio, and this is giving me the Tower energy. And I love the cleanse card because cleanse is letting go of anything. And in this picture, it's like subconscious emotions that become you become consciously aware of. So there's going to be emotions that come up to the surface, or there's going to be downloads on your next move, things that need to go, people, places, jobs, limited belief systems. Because you're under a cleanse. I mean, when you get a Tower, which, you know, this is the energy I'm getting from this card. When you get a Tower, that's divine intervention. This is like something sudden and unexpected. And it is always there because the foundation was not stable. It wasn't grounded or secure. And you were building on an outdated belief or an outdated person or an outdated job. But we are looking at love. And yes, if you don't have love on your heart or love in your mind, it could be a job. Like I said, it's energy. I'm reading the energy. Oh, look, we have Mom. I'm getting Empress energy off of Mom. For some of you, this card has come out a couple of times, and I have a hard time channeling it because I don't know if it's, you know, if you have a mom in spirit who is coming through as your guide, you know, somebody who is maybe making shit happen behind the scenes for you. But mostly the energy I get off of the Mom card is divine feminine, because she's always pregnant. She's always giving birth. She's always bringing new things into manifestation. She is the accumulation. Is that the word I want to use? She is the culmination of all four queens. So it's very nurturing, very loving energy. And we'll channel more as we get going, because if this is, you know, how your person sees you, they might see you as somebody who kind of made them feel cared for and special and nurtured and maybe even a little mothered. But we'll see where this goes. We do have shadow self. I'm going to have to look in the camera and see what we got going on here in a minute. We have shadow self. I'm thinking we can layer these a little bit to make more room. Confront your demons and begin untangling yourself. All right, I'm going to wait and channel once we get everything going. Ah, we do have letting go, see, and cleansing. Letting go. Look at your guides pulling you. Maybe your friends. I always think of dogs as friends. And we have 3 doors here, 1, 2, and 3. And this one is glittering and sparkly, and your soul really wants to go through that door. But there's resistance. There are other doors available. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Boundaries. Boundaried up. I'm hearing you've got this. Like there's some kind of lesson that you've learned, some shadow that you've confronted, something that you're cleansing out, you're letting go. Bossing up. Healthy boundaries. We have clock, needs time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal and progress. We have change. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. It's the number 5. It's giving me Wheel of Fortune energy. It is giving me throat chakra. Speaking up, holding your ground, letting go, confronting and untangling. There's chaos. There's a need to cleanse. We have fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing. We have eclipse, concealment. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. Again, I keep getting, collectively, I keep getting spirals. I keep getting, you know, eclipses are about things that leave. So new things can come. Remember, this reading's about you. Look at that. Brand new freaking deck. I got 3 new decks. And I shuffled them really good. And I just drew 1 card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think, cards. Roundabout. They are your counterpart in growth, healing, and divine purpose. That's why it feels so intense. And wouldn't you know, I built my YouTube video, or my YouTube channel, on the twin flame journey. And of course, most of you have found me because you are on this journey with me. Something's changing. Something that's concealed. And I feel it. I feel it with the Tower. Like the universe is kind of working with you. There's so much healing that is happening. Sorry, my dog's decided she needs a drink. We have clarity. Take a moment to think about your situation to figure it out. Bindi. I'm recording, honey. I know you're thirsty. I'm sorry. That was a long-ass drink. We have learning, wisdom, spiritual purpose. Totally. All right. So before I get any further, if you are on a twin flame journey, or if you're wondering if you're on a twin flame journey, or if this is your twin, because for some of you, this reading's about your doubt. It's about wanting clarity because there's confusion. There's options. And you're sitting in your power. Kind of demanding change. It feels like demanding change, which is a good thing, right? It's like we want the highest and best. For some of you, you're wondering if this whole thing is a fantasy. But I think if you sit, because look at, you've been patient. And Spirit's saying that divine timing is at play here. And God, don't we hate hearing that? Bleh! I just want to puke all over divine timing. Something's changing. Something's shifting. And I think it's because if you resonate with being the divine feminine, you've done shadow work. You've kind of stopped being in an energy of victimization. And mothering people at the expense of your own. I'm hearing peace, your own peace. There's chaos. Ground yourself to understand the chaos. We're going to get some messages, and then I'm going to sit with this energy because I'm getting a lot. We have, I replay our conversations over and over. I knew exactly what I was doing. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I can't even look at you right now. There's another 5. Wrongful advice. And a number 10, you are my everything. Then we're going to get you advice here. This is going to be your spirit animal card. But let me look real quick, make sure everything's in view. Almost. Okay. All right, so let me sit with this. So I'm getting mostly your energy off of this reading, with a little bit of theirs sprinkled in. Well, okay, thank you, Spirit. So Spirit just kindly reminded me that there is no they and you. It's us. It's one. We are one, right? The twin flames are two sparks of the same soul. I didn't expect this to be a twin flame reading, and I'll tell you why. Because I've been trying to kind of well, this is kind of kind of what's going on here. You know, it's funny because the readings always resonate with me too. But I've been in this Queen of Swords energy. Have you? Let me know in the comments. Okay, Queen of Swords energy is, you know, she's the wise queen. She has clarity. She has clarity. Maybe not in everything, but she has kind of been there, done that, right? She's gone through some really hard life lessons and gained so much wisdom through it. Now, in her shadow attribute, and we do have shadow work here, so the shadow of the Queen of Swords is, it's like F you. I'm done. My way or the highway. No, you cannot come in. No, do not enter. Do not pass. She can be rather harsh and cold and withdrawn. And it is because of a belief system that she may be carrying in her shadow. And own it if it's you. If it's not, if you're in the light attribute, good for you. I've been in both. I've been in the light attribute of, you know, understanding and healthy boundaries and speaking my truth and cleansing my energy, cleansing my space, especially in people that I allow in my space. So if you're in the shadow attribute, and we do have shadow on the table, so no judgment, perhaps, because I'm sorry, guys, I've got so many channel messages coming in all at once. Okay, calm, guys. One person, one ancestor at a time. One higher self at a time. So I need, before I go any further in this reading, to say that if you resonate with being on a twin flame journey, there is validation here for you. I mean, out of all these cards, I can't even do the math. There are so many cards in these decks combined, and I drew one card from each deck. And lots of these decks do have twin flame cards. And some of them, well, no, most of them that have the twin flame cards, they also have false twin cards. And so if you've been trying to find clarity, because we have clarity right here, if you're wondering if it's all a fantasy, if you're wondering if you imagined the whole thing, again, I'm getting Queen of Swords energy with this card. It's learning, wisdom, spiritual purpose. Okay, thank you. So I keep, there, out of all the voices I got speaking in my head right now, there's one that keeps saying stop and listen. Twin flames are quantumly entangled, quantumly entrailed. Yes, they can travel a distance apart from each other, sometimes huge distances, but they are always connected as twins, etherically, energetically, quantumly. And the entrailment, or the cording between the two that entangles the two souls, is constantly exchanging energy and healing back and forth. And this has been hard for me. It's actually hard for me to channel because I kind of get in the shadow energy of the Queen of Swords when I channel anything that has to do with patience. This person doing shadow work, going through a tower moment. And so the voice in my head is saying they have to understand. I have to make this very clear to you, that whether this is your energy or their energy, it's both of your energy. There is no separation. There's only the illusion of separation. And so I'm going to channel the energy of the cards because I think you're always, always mirroring each other. The mirror flips, right? Just like magnets. It's like when we're repelling, our mirrors are not showing us both the same thing at the same time. But whatever one learns, the other integrates. And they may not even know it. Like, you will have your own experiences that bring you to the same conclusion as the experiences they are having. Because you are quantumly entangled. So one cannot ever escape or go too far from the other. Maybe in physicality, because I know that my twin's been really far away from me in physicality, but not energetically. Energetically, they're always there, just like you're always there for them. And I think a lot of us divine feminines have recently ended a karmic cycle in our lives whether it's at job or our job or our friends, or we were in a karmic marriage or a karmic relationship. I see it. I see it here on the board. I see it. Shadow self, you know, we've had to face some real scary shit. Big changes have occurred. I mean, we got what the fuck? Ground yourself to understand the chaos. Huge change, huge shifts. And everybody's is going to look different, you know. I quit my job, broke up with my karmic boyfriend, and quit the band that I had been singing in for the last 3 years with that karmic boyfriend. And I did it. I chose it. Queen of Swords. I chose it. So just stop for a moment and ask yourself, are you being called to cleanse? To sit with your shadow, to ask the deeper questions, to perhaps make some really harsh or hard, difficult decisions? Especially if you're this mom energy, if you're this, you know, because this could be Queen of Cups too. Queen of Cups is the minor arcana of the mother. And the Empress is the major arcana of the mother. And so if you're the kind of person that doesn't really know how, deep in your heart and soul, really don't know how to be cruel or cold or definitive, I don't know, take it if it resonates, but I heard definitive, like I put down a boundary, and this time I think in the past your boundaries were really soft, like, you know, people they didn't really believe you because you're so loving and you're so kind and you're so giving and nurturing and just all that yummy shit, and you give it away. It just seeps out of your pores. Sometimes you just can't help it. It's pheromones, right? But if you're that archetype, if you're that person that is steadfast and reliable, and you show up for people, and you are the peacemaker, you're not the wave maker, you bring grounding into the chaos. Oh, I get this message. Okay, I got to say it real quick before I lose it because there's so many voices in my head. Something's going on with Lilith. What's going on with Lilith? I don't know, but I feel it. This is you are being sacred rage. Okay. Lilith. Hello, goddess Lilith. So this is sacred feminine reclaiming her power and in balance. In balance. I mean, Eve was the what's the word? Come on, guys. You're all talking at once. Now everything goes quiet. So Eve was the version that was recreated to support and serve. Oh, I don't like that word. Not in this context, at least. Eve was recreated because the first wife was Lilith. And Lilith demanded partnership. She demanded equality. I mean, after all, she was not made from Adam's rib. She was created in the same creation energy as the divine masculine. And someone, something, thank you, Spirit, tampered okay, I'm not going to go that deep, guys. That goes really deep. But let's just say, because I don't want to go busting anybody's belief systems away, unless that's, what they came here for. But there is a timeline and a belief system, because there's many, 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 many quantum creative timelines and belief systems. But one of which is that the Anunnaki kind of hijacked creation and altered, interfered. In that story, Lilith was one of the prototypes. She was the original feminine prototype. That was created to keep the original creation happy. I don't want to channel this story, Spirit. I just don't. You guys can go look it up. I'm not sure which timeline I choose to embody. And I don't want to do that to you either, because there's multiple dimensions and creation stories, and it's all honestly part of the learning experience. So I'm not even going to channel that for you guys. I'm sorry. But what I want to say is that I do want to channel that Lilith chose the tower. She chose to defy the false god. She chose to leave the Garden of Eden because she knew her value and she knew her worth, and she wanted, expected, and demanded a true partner. And when she realized that she could not have that in Adam, with her free will, she chose to leave. I know there are stories that she was cast out. Maybe she was. Maybe it was mutual. But I'm feeling there's something going on. I didn't look up. I didn't. I usually do my research or my homework, but I just didn't. So I don't know what planets are aligning or what the archetypes are doing, as above, so below. But I'm telling you right now, I'm channeling Lilith. I feel her in your energy. I think she's in all of the feminine energies. I think we are being called by Lilith. We're being influenced by Lilith. I'm sorry, she's the scorned woman. She is the shadow side of the divine feminine. Not saying that Eve was the divine feminine either. They were both shadows. But Lilith is asking us to claim our inherent right. Our inherent right to be happy, to be whole, to be liberated. Liberation. She's asking you to call your power back. No wonder we're being badass bitches right now, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, if you resonate with the divine feminine energy inside of you, because we have both. We're breaking the contracts. We are nullifying the old contract. We are spiritually here to right the wrongs, to balance the scales, to bring union, true union. I have wrongful advice, and I've got 3 dogs trying to pull this woman off her path. Do not embrace your scorned feminine. Embrace your divine feminine. You are not wronged. Well, you are, but you aren't. All right, listen, I got to clear my head. You guys are talking too much. The veil is very thin, guys, and the ancestors are like, oh. So, listen, the advice that I want to bring you is that you have and always have had the power to be sovereign. to choose your partner, to choose your creative endeavors, to free yourself. It feels like a soul contract, like no more karmics. Like Lilith, she is the scorned woman, but I think she's ascending. I think she's healing. I think we are vicariously healing with her. We are, she is one of the original archetypes, which flows through our lineage, flows through our very creative creation story. And I think she's healing. And I think the influence that she's bringing, God, I gotta look up the astrology. I can't because I'm using my phone to record this. There's got to be something. But it's like I'm seeing Venus, or archetypes such as Venus, like Isis, the divine feminine archetypes. They're kind of reclaiming and integrating their own masculine energy, which kind of embodies Lilith. I'm getting a headache, guys. Be careful. You have to be balanced during this new moon. You have to be balanced during this new moon. You cannot be the distorted feminine. You're going to be invited to step back into your own sovereignty, your own. No more listening to advice from other people. No more playing follow the leader. No more setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And you have to do it in a balanced way. You cannot do it in the way of, well, fuck you, I'm pissed off, I'm mad at you, leave me alone, nobody gets in, I will chop off your head, I will squeeze your you know what until it pops off. It's like you can't be in the extremes of feminine experience, because the feminine has experienced both, a lot of both. And so let's bring this back down to earth. This is a deep channeling, and it's giving me a headache. I gotta take my ponytail out. So there's wrongful advice here, and you have to go with your heart. Don't listen to the ego chatter. This person wronged me. They don't love me. They're withholding love from me. They, whatever you have experienced, is very real and valid, but perhaps your perception of it is not. Balance is being asked, and I think you've been working on this for a long time. But I'm seeing this word progress. It's like progress. There's been change. There's been a tower moment. I don't know if you created it, if the universe created it, took initiative and knocked something down for you, or if somebody else did it to you. Or it could be a surprise announcement. You know, something coming in that brings this clarity. But here we have needs time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress. That like just summed up the whole freaking journey for me. This whole journey has needed time and taken time. And there have been cycles, ghosting, communicating, loving, resenting, ghosting, communicating, loving, resenting. And every single cycle creates progress, or has for me at least. Hopefully it has for you as well. And so divine timing, again, is not about the clock. It's not about the clock. It's a whole different clock. It's the clock that is set to not a moment too soon or a minute too late of when you vibrationally progress out of the cycle. And it looks like you just did that, or you're going to do that, or you're in the middle of doing that. But this time you're not doing it as the victim. You've got Lilith here supporting you, giving you a little bit of a backbone, giving you, you know, the burn and the fire, the flame, the burn within you to wield your truth, to wield your sword, to cord cut anybody or anything that brings chaos and confusion into your experience. And there's this overall theme that Spirit's saying, your gut, your intuition, your heart already knows the truth, already has the clarity. And for some of you, it's going to be a brutal truth that you don't want to face. And for others of you, it's going to reconfirm what you've already known, what you already believe, what you already feel and question. You're questioning. Go back to your heart space. Get out of your head. Because your ego is trying to give you wrongful advice. See, dogs are comforting. They're comfortable. They're soulmates. They're companions. They're loyal. But they're not you, and they don't know your heart. They only sense the danger. That's all they can sense. They sense the danger. I don't think people are are purposely deceiving you, although maybe if that's your reality, that's your timeline, then own it. But it does feel to me like only you can make the world seem right. Only you can make the darkness bright. Go look up that song because I don't know the words. Only you, but it's like Spirit saying only you and your heart and your intuition truly knows the answer. Already knows what it wants and where it wants to go. But the ego or friends, it could be friends, could be family, could be whatever. They worry about you or they're envious of you. I mean, because there's light and dark in every single aspect of every single experience. But for some of you, you've got some really close friends that are telling you, don't do that, don't take them back, don't hope for that, don't fall for that. Or, maybe it's just your life path. Like, don't break up with that person, don't leave that life. You're going to get advice. And lots of it. And for some of you, you might be binge watching, because I have. I'm going to be honest. Whenever I have an ending in my life, I crave that dark night of the soul energy I went through when I first awakened to my twin. I crave that guidance. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go into hermit mode and I'm going to ask Spirit to bring me the answers. And I fall down that rabbit hole of tarot readings, knowing that I'm giving away my power, like the old version of me gave away my power when I was in the chasing mode. And Spirit's like, now wait a minute. Your heart already knows what it wants. You need to sit quietly. Take a moment to think about your situation to figure it out. Because clarity is yours. You already have it. But the 3D world can't hold this 5D reality. Because there are belief systems in place to negate our inner knowing. So this is all about you. And it doesn't matter if you are a divine masculine or a masculine in physicality, or if you resonate with being a woman physically or a divine feminine. Because it's energy, right? It doesn't matter what your avatar is. You can be either or, and you are both, believe it or not. Anyhow, you're quantumly tangled with your true twin flame. And some of you may go into your heart space and find that they're no longer there. And that it's just the story, and you've been playing it over and over and saying it over and over for so long that you have a lot of emotional investment in the outcome of it. And so if you've been doubting your truest feelings about the person that you believe to be your twin. You're going to know if you just stop thinking and allow yourself to open up and to thought and open your heart space. Open your heart space. And what does it feel like? Does that person's essence feel like unconditional love? And I'm not talking about the 3D version. I'm talking about this is hard for me, guys, because I'm a little ticked off at mine. And I'm having to say all these really nice things and truths. Thank you, Spirit. They're like truths. All right, the truth is some of you have a false twin. And what you're going to gain clarity on is that. And you're going to cleanse that out, because if you have been activated in your divine feminine awakening, rise of the divine feminine, then you have a twin flame. And when you feel them, dream about them. I dream about mine. Oh my God. It's like, oh, I wake up and like, you again? I'm in kind of a little bit of a darker place, which apparently after this channeling, I'm going to have to go clean up and confront. Because the truth is, some of you have projected, or not really projected, some of you had to have a false twin to activate you into learning your lessons so that you could welcome in, cleanse, and create space for your true twin to arrive. Maybe your true twin is such a high vibrational badass, you know, spiritual teacher and creator being creative, high vibe, spiritual, grounded. Maybe they are a higher evolved being and needed you to be able to match them vibrationally before they could enter into your divine union. And for others of you, yeah, the one you've been on this journey with is the one that you quantumly are entangled with. And when you sit and take that moment to think about your experience and to feel into it instead of think. I don't like the word think there, but it is the mind, because it's cohesive, right? It's mind and heart in cohesion. That's union. That's the ego dies an ego death. And you quiet it. You're like, listen, ego, shut up. Yes, I've had those experiences, but they do not define me. They do not define us. And so for some of you, you've already met your twin, you know you have. And the moment you kind of stop questioning and just sit with the feelings of it, you will know. And you will go, because some of you have been waiting far too long. Eclipse of concealment. It's like Spirit's not giving you the whole story. There's a surprise here. There's a surprise. Once you do this cleansing work, once you, yes, embody Lilith, but Lilith in her light attribute, Lilith, the one that's kind of grown and matured and processed and did the shadow work around her feelings of being too large and too loud and too much and kind of being judged and condemned for that. She wasn't the scorned feminine. She became the scorned feminine, just like you. She was the original template of the divine feminine. But she couldn't be allowed to share the throne. I don't know where that came from. Thank you, Lilith. Are you still a little scorned? I don't know. It just feels like there were powers that be, and no, not the original creator, but maybe the original creator, but not source. Not creator source. Maybe another creator, because we're all creators, right? Didn't want a mouthy female, didn't want an empowered female, didn't want somebody that thought for themselves, clarity, decided for themselves. Spoke up for themselves, held boundaries for themselves, loved themselves, mothered themselves. That kind of flew in the face of what they were trying to create. And I'm not going to go into the they, because I think we've lived all. We're all one, right? We're all creator, source, experiencing itself. This is a deep channeling, guys. I don't know what the hell we came here for. I wanted to do a love reading. Totally wanted to do a love reading. So here's your love reading. You and your twin are not in separation. You are your twin. Your twin is you. That union has to happen first. It absolutely has to happen first before the big conceal, before the aha, before the physical manifestation of union. And so you cannot attract vibrationally the healed version of your twin if you are not vibrationally in the same energy. And union already exists across time and space. You just have to vibrationally align with the version of it that already has been created. There is no separation. And so change. Okay, let's get back to the 3D bite it, bury it in the backyard shit. All right? Anything, whether it's a belief system or a slight, somebody slighted you, somebody hurt you, somebody lied to you, somebody or something is taking your power away from you, exhausting you, draining you, vampiring off of your energy. And because of some belief system that you are here to serve and mother and nurture without question, without logic, without that, it's that unconditional love, right? But true unconditional love has boundaries. And the reason why, and I'm going to tell you from my own perspective, and I hope you don't resonate with having had this perspective yourself. But I have a son who is a drug addict, heroin, well, any damn thing he can get his hands on. And I love him so profoundly, deeply, that all I wanted to do was enable him. I wanted to give him money, give him food, put a roof over his head. I wanted to be the one to convince him that his life is worth fighting for and that his demons are tameable, and I just wanted to be the fixer. But I was not really allowed. I mean, I was, because I have free will, right? I chose. But I was very divinely advised not to do any of that, to simply hold unconditional love space for him to learn his lessons, to do his shadow work, to find his path, and not to enable him to continue down the wrong one, but kind of holding him accountable by not making it easy, by letting him fail, by letting it be hard, by facing my own fear that he could be lost to me and to himself forever, and maybe even exit the planet. But I was very, I mean, it was like a hand stayed me. Like it was my higher self saying, listen, you can't, you just can't. No matter how much you want to say yes, when the text comes through, Mom, can you loan me money? Mom, can you bring me food? Mom, can I come and live with you? The answer was no. It was always, it had to be no. So divine feminine loves unconditionally like a mother. So does the divine masculine like the father. Everything that we have created we choose unconditional love. But that doesn't mean all loving. I don't know if I described that right. You do not have to serve another. They have their own soul's purpose, their own soul's path, their own spiritual lessons, wisdom to be gained, spiritual purpose. If you have been exhausted trying to hold everybody together, to be the glue, to try to fix those who didn't even ask you to fix them, or are you supporting those who have not yet learned how to support themselves? And we're not talking about children that are too young. We are talking about autonomous souls that have the same innate ability to create stability, security, abundance, healing, faith, hope, embetterment, empowerment. I think your major lesson that hopefully you are integrating through this and not becoming more confused. I think in your 3D world, you are being vampired. I believe that your good nature, your loving soul has enabled way too many people in your experience in way too many ways. And it is depleting your energy, and it is keeping you stuck in the karmic wheel that now is asking to be changed. It's knowing when to give and when to withhold. In divine love, not anger, hurt, resentment, but in divine, unconditional love. I know this is the highest and best for everyone. And so there are people, belief systems, situationships that need to be reevaluated. And instead of thinking, well, geez, if I do that, where are they going to go? How are they going to survive? What are they going to do? How will it turn out? And because a lot of us have instilled ourselves in freaking towers that aren't even ours. Like, it's like we're trying to keep everybody else's tower up while ours is failing and falling miserably over and over and over. Cycles. And so Lilith and Eve are archetypes of, they are distorted archetypes of the divine feminine, which was divine love. And the divine feminine and divine masculine work like magic together. One cannot succeed without the other. It's a magical dance of union that precedes creation, physical creation. And so what we're being asked to learn is that sacred, unconditional love. Unconditional love for self. Ask questions like, does this drain my energy? Do I have the resources to give to this without draining my energy? Am I overstepping my boundaries? Can I give resources outside of my own? Can I, outsource resources? Who gives back? What gives back? Is there balance in the exchange of energy? Do you know your value? Do you know your worth? Are you ready to boss up in your Lilith and balance out? Like, you're not being asked to be just hard and scorned, the scorned female, and my way or the highway, and fuck you and fuck them and fuck it all. No, you're being asked to embody the power that was always yours, to help Lilith heal, the archetype of Lilith to heal and to find that unconditional love again, to find her way back to her throne that she so willingly gave up in order to create chaos. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm channeling. Lilith is chaos. She is the divine feminine in her empowerment. But if left unchecked, she can run amok and become detrimental to her own cause. I'm just going to put it out there. So you can't cut off your nose to spite your face. It's that simple. It's what truly sings in your heart gets to stay. And what does not serve you or balance out with you or even try to meet you where you're at has to go. It just has to. If it doesn't, you're going to just repeat another cycle and you're going to be stuck in this time loop. This is about finding the clarity. This is about knowing that this person, because this was supposed to be a love reading, they are your true divine counterpart. You are quantumly entangled. This is to bring growth, healing, learning, wisdom, spiritual purpose, divine purpose. And there's something that's going to be revealed with this eclipse. You know, eclipses take things out, cleanse, in order to create space for what's coming. And I think you've been energetically waiting instead of growing. And Spirit's like, what if the version of your twin that you've been dreaming, fantasizing about, wanting, asking for, hoping for, holding space for, what if they already exist in another dimension, another timeline that you can't get to because you are not moving, you are not progressing, you have this fear that you're going to outgrow them, or they're never going to find you, or they're, or you got to let go of a version of them that is never going to be that version of them, and just know that it's the soul, not the avatar. You will meet that soul again. In every timeline, across every space, every dimension, because you're quantumly entangled. If you go, they have to. If they go, you have to. It's that simple. Needs time, takes time, in time only vibrationally if you're not where the union is, not where they are, because they're in all those timelines. They're in all those healing processes the same as you are. But you're only going to continue meeting the version of them that you're vibrationally aligned with. And so look at them. Are they addicted to what? Doesn't mean you're addicted to the same thing, but maybe there's addiction in you. Are they struggling with eating habits? Are you struggling with Look at them and the judgments you put on them and ask yourself, where in my life could this be happening in the shadow that I haven't looked at? Because if you go within and you overcome that and you surpass that and you sit in that and take that pathway, take that door that's calling to you, it's a different timeline. You're going to run into that twin, and it may not be in the same avatar. It might be in a whole new one. But there is a version of them in every timeline you step onto. Ooh, that's a deep thought. What if every single romantic person you've ever been with is a version of your twin playing different parts and roles, playing the shadow, playing the bad guy or the good guy, because I've had some good ones too. What if it's always been them and the avatar don't matter? It's energetically aligning with the version of yourself and them that you want to be in union. What would you look like? What would he look like? Or she, right? What would they look like? What, in that perfect union moment, what are they capable of? What is their body built for? What are your strengths? Because you can't both be the divine. You can't both be in your divine masculine at the same time, and you can't both be in your divine feminine at the same time. So you have to be in balance. So, what are your strengths that you're trying to create in this reality, in this lifetime, this incarnation? Because there's a version of you in every one of the timelines. But which timelines light you up? Which one's perfect for you? Is it the one that travels? Is it the one that cooks and decorates and sits on the front porch and listens to the crickets? Is it a combination of both of those? Is it, exciting and adventurous, but also restful and deep, quiet, loud and quiet, strong and soft, highs and lows? I mean, phew, I'm getting dizzy, guys. I'm getting a headache channeling this. Union has to happen vibrationally, and will happen vibrationally over and over and over again. But if you don't clean up your vibration, if you don't do the shadow work, if you don't do the healing, if you don't look at the subconscious mind, if you keep seeking counsel outside of your heart, if you keep looking for clarity, if you're outsourcing your creative ability to create, then you are going to get what you asked for, somebody else's version of it. So you are the creator. Stop outsourcing. Of course you're Lilith. Of course you're Eve. Of course you're Venus, and you're, what's Venus's? I don't know if there's an opposite of Venus. I mean, in the feminine, light and dark. Either way, this has been a very deep channeling. It's giving me a headache. If we bring it back to the 3D, which I've tried to do several times, and I keep being pulled back into the 5D because this is very deep. And this is a spiritual download. Like this is more than morning coffee and running to the store and doing chores. And I've got to wind this up because I have to take my son to a doctor appointment for his wrestling physical. Bring this back in the 3D. Out, out, out. Anybody leeching off your energy, anybody who is keeping you in this over nurturing, over giving, the glue that holds everything together. It's time for you to just let it fall apart. What the fuck? Ground yourself and kind of embrace the chaos. Because everything you've been holding together that's been sucking and leeching off your energy, keeping you in your shadow, keeping you in a time loop, in a cycle of karmic, gunk. It's time for change. It's time for change. Out with the old to make space for the new. And here comes my son, and I've got to get dressed. So in the 3D, I want you to read these messages because this is probably exactly how your person is feeling. They're thinking about you, playing over their conversations. They know how they pissed you off. They know how they created or ghosted. They know what they did. They probably did it intentionally. Everybody's reasons could be different. They think about you a lot, but they're feeling guilt, shame, remorse, and maybe they took wrong advice from other people. But the 10 of Cups, you are my everything. You're quantumly entangled. As long as there's a version of you that believes that they're healing, that they're going to take forever, that they're never going to be what you want them to be, That's limited beliefs, and somewhere inside of you, it's because you're holding that frequency. And as soon as you flip the switch and start daydreaming and fantasizing about what it's going to be like when they are with you, when they match your frequency, when, because they're going to. And the version of them that you're experiencing right now is the version of them that you have created somehow, some way, because there is no separation. They are you and you are them. And when the divine feminine goes first, because the masculine got to go first last time in the creation story. This time the divine feminine gets to go first in the healing process, not in the creative process. The creative process you'll do together because that's the throne, right? That's divine masculine, divine feminine in union, ruling, creating, experiencing together. So change is here. Have your healthy boundaries. Time to clear out the rubbish. Take it out. Don't listen to other people's advice, even if it's good advice, or maybe it feels like good advice. It's just Spirit saying you're outsourcing again. Your boat's leaking. Your energy and your power are seeping away from you. Call your power back. Sit with your feelings and until you gain that clarity, mind and heart in cohesion. And do whatever work you know you still have to do, knowing that you're always exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to be doing. And, yes, there is advice. There are ways that you can be divinely guided, but I don't think you need to chase it. That's a hard one for me because I've been chasing it. Spirit's like, just relax. We will bring you the signs, the synchronicities, the twin. We will bring it all to you. The only thing we need you to do actively is to raise your vibration and to know your value and to create the version of you that will be the highest and best version of them so that you can meet each other in that timeline instead of this one, because this one needs a little bit of tweaking, or a lot if you're ready. So let's get you your advice. Whew. We have immense growth. Look at that. Number 15, it's the number 6. 6 is about balance. It's about equal give and take. It's about cohesion, no cognitive dissonance. It's this and that, or in perfect harmony together. Let's read from the book to see what the author says about this immense growth. The vulture. Vulture comes to speak to us about the wisdom of the sacredness of suffering. Oh, in Buddhism, the first noble truth is that all life involves suffering. It's not something to be escaped, but to be accepted. Only when we accept this law of our existence are we able to transmute and grow from the suffering. Shadow work, guys. Vulture sustains her life by living off that which is dead. She does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must. Ooh, some of you guys are cutting somebody out of your life. I don't think it's your twin. I think it's a karmic, because that hit me in what I just did. Because I wanted him to grow. I wanted him to heal. I wanted him to see the self-sabotage that he was bringing into the relationship, because I was bringing it also, and I had to see it, and I did see it. And once I did see it, I tried to force him to change. Vulture sustains her life by living off that which is dead. She does not, because it's the past, right? She does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must. You know, I've been struggling a lot with guilt over how he must be feeling abandoned and alone and hurt, and yet I've been divinely guided that it has to die. It's over. It's done. It's over. I brought the tower down because it needed to go, and he needs to experience whatever that death brings him so that he can grow, so he can look at and take accountability for the areas where he was divinely shown he needed to heal and chose not to face it. And everybody that you're going to be getting rid of, you're going to have to let them go through their own ego death. You're going to have to let them, just like I had to let my son experience the pain of what he's creating. This is deep. I don't like it. I love it, but I don't like it. She allows it to endure what it must, and its suffering ends in its natural time. Needs time, takes time, in time. You have grown, Divine Feminine. You have grown, and because of that, your masculine is having to grow. They have to. They don't have a choice. And I'm not talking about your karmics, although maybe I am if they show up and all. I don't know. That's a much deeper topic for a different day. But the suffering has to happen because the phoenix can't rise until it burns away, and then it rises from the ashes. So this mirrors back to us. All right, so she does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must, and its suffering ends in its natural time. This mirrors back to us the importance of patience. Needs time, takes time. There is a profound lesson in the name of the turkey vulture. Cathartis aura, meaning the golden purifier. They indeed purify the landscapes by removing decomposing carcasses. Yeah, cleansing. Time to clean it up, guys. Remove the decomposing carcasses. If you know it's over, let it go. Clear it out. Because it can spread disease and harmful bacteria. Yes, it can bring you back. It can pull you back. In the same way, vulture cleanses the land, suffering purifies the heart from and removes the veils of ego. Suffering comes in two forms. Both are meant for growth. The first form is inflicted upon us and out of our control. And the second form is self-inflicted, created from the attachments and illusions of our ego. Whatever form your suffering takes, you must first accept it. When we resist the pain, when we resist aspects of ourselves we do not like, when we resist rejection, we perpetuate self-inflicted suffering again. If you don't choose to look at it, to experience it, to grow from it, to be accountable in it and for it, then you will just keep repeating the cycle over and over again, and so will they. Whatever form your own suffering takes, you must first accept it. When we resist the pain, we resist aspects of ourselves we do not like. When we resist rejection, we perpetuate self-inflicting suffering. It is only when we accept it that pain begins to do what it was meant to do, transform us. This is the genius, alchemical property behind acceptance. It transmutes. Vulture's medicine asks you to understand that pain, suffering, and trauma hold an energetic power. Okay? Vulture medicine needs you to understand that pain, suffering, and trauma hold an energetic power. It is your choice whether to allow that power to attack you or to transmute its energy into your greatest asset. If you choose the latter, within you a hidden gift will be revealed, far greater than all of your pain. Alchemical. Isn't the whole twin flame journey about alchemy? Alchemically becoming the highest and best version of you in union with Source, in union with divine masculine, divine feminine creation story. And so with every death comes the cleanup before the new. It's like the funeral and the funeral home, funeral director, you must honor and grieve honestly, deeply, and intuitively. And honestly comes back again. Honestly. When you look at it, be honest. Are you perpetuating the story of victim or victor? And maybe you were a victim, but can you take the experience and transmute it and alchemize it and turn it into a victory? Can you create a version of yourself that overcomes and takes back its power in a loving, balanced, nurturing, divine way instead of, giving too much or taking too much or being too sad and too victim, to being too savage and too empowered? I mean, is there a balance in there? Can you be both? Can you be both? Either way, in the 3D, you're going to have to let go of certain things that no longer serve you, and people and places and experiences that are draining you. And then you're going to have to grieve it because it's not going to be easy. Sometimes you have to release what you truly want in order to create space for what you truly deserve. And I do believe that when you figure that one out, the version of your twin that you've been daydreaming and fantasizing about, you're going to vibrationally align with, and the two of you will find each other there. And you may not look the same. You may not be the same. Well, you definitely will not be the same. And for some of you, it's going to be the avatar that you fell in love with and you've done this whole journey with. And for others of you, it's going to be another avatar housing the same soul, the same. It is your twin. It's just a version of them you weren't capable of creating yet. Clean up. Time to do the cleanup. Anything that's going, grieve it. Allow yourself to grieve it. Allow yourself to ruminate and gain clarity. What did you learn from it? What can you take from it and go forward? What can you teach? Maybe you can teach me or teach others from it. How can you turn it from shit into gold? Something that actually produces for you? Because you're leaving a cycle or you're repeating one. The choice is yours. Either way, you are hitting a new timeline, hitting a new cycle, or you're hitting the old timeline and repeating a cycle. It all depends on whether or not you're willing to be brutally honest at how your own trauma, your own fears, your own experiences help to create that situation. And what can you do to let go of everything that did serve you and taught you and brought you clarity and wisdom? How can you take that and leave the old version of you behind? It's an old version of you. When they say take what leave behind anything that doesn't serve you and take that which does, they're not talking about, serve you like they bring you drinks and worship at your feet. We're talking about, did you learn the lesson? And if you did, then once you know, you can't unknow. You don't have to wallow in it. You can grieve it. You can learn from it. You can take from it what you need to take from it, but then you go and recreate again, whole new cycle, new relationship, new job, new belief systems, new version of you. Maybe you want to lose some weight. Maybe you want to dye your hair. Maybe, right? But it's going to be a new you. And if you avoid and choose to stay stuck, if you take the wrongful advice, if you outsource your power, if you let others choose for you, you're just going to be the victim again. Because nobody is ever going to love you as much as you do. Or should, if you don't. And so other people will always disappoint you. And sometimes you will too. But then again, there's another cycle of education, right? Another level up. Oh, I did this. I created this. I asked for this. I vibrationally aligned with this. And guess what? That version of me is asking me, are you ready to evolve? And my guess is people that follow me will say yes. So I hope you say yes. Just know in your physical world, there's some cleanup that needs to be done, change that needs to be embraced, because your happy ending is wanting to come in. Your happily ever after is wanting to come in some form. But there's no space for it because you're still sitting with the carcass of what is dying or dead. And it will eventually create such an unhealthy, toxic environment that you're going to be pushed again. You're never too late or too early. It's all divine timing. It's like, a new dawn, a new day. The moment it dawns on you, you can't go back into the dark. You can't go back once you find clarity. And so clarity is asking you to look at it honestly and to listen to your heart, which already knows the answer. It's where the compass lives. All right? I love you guys. I hope this made sense. It gave me a hell of a headache. And there was some right-left punches for me in this recording. So I got to go do some of my own shadow work. I love you. See you next time. Namaste.